It started with noticing the boom in the microbrewing industry. For a very long time, the South African beer market had been dominated by one player, as you know, and came along in 1983. Michelle's down in Knysna in Cape Town. They started the very first microbrewery in South Africa, and I mean this trend continued growing in the Western Cape for quite a while before it sort of spread to other provinces.
Yeah.
And I mean, to date, we're sitting at about 140 microbreweries in the country. So when I looked around, I saw a big gap in the market in that there is no microbrewery that comes from, a township where most of the beer drinkers actually emanate from. What we actually did before we even started brewing in Soweto, we wanted to actually test if the product had legs. So we looked for a microbrewer around the country who had the experience and the capacity to take on an extra project. We started brewing test brews in KwaZulu-Natal in the Rotens estate with Nottingham Road Brewery, and that was back in 2013. And as we saw the brand picking up slowly in Gauteng, we decided to invest on a proper brewery in Soweto. We're very lucky to find a very wonderful site in Orlando West, Ubuntu Crawl, which was traditionally a wedding and conferencing facility. So we found a very nice site where we could put our small-sized brewery. We made the investment. We bought the brewery in China back in late 2013, and the brewery was up and running in 2014 in Soweto, and we've been going strength to strength from then on. We brew all the beer in Soweto. We mostly serve our beer in kegs, in 30-liter and 50-liter kegs. Now, the fun part about that is you have to actually install taps in various restaurants to be able to serve beer. So we are currently in 85 restaurants in South Africa. A new brand called Rokomamas actually sells our beer. All Rokomamas in South Africa actually sell our beer. We expanded also the Western Cape and KwaZulu-Natal. So in total, we are sitting at about 120 restaurants all over South Africa. But then we realized that not all South Africans are restaurant going, so we needed to actually tweak our model a little bit and start bottling the beer. So we are currently busy looking at an investment in a bottling line because we want to make our beer available also in bottle stores, and also, we want you to be able to take away the beer and enjoy it at home. Initially, it's set up to be compliant. You need to have a brewing and distribution license, and in order to get that, there are a few boxes that you have to tick. One of the trickiest one was, not just the health inspection, but the safety aspect of the operation. The bylaws in a township are actually extremely tough, much tougher than in an industrial area. So we had to comply to quite a number of things. But I'm happy that we passed that hurdle. We got our brewing license, which took quite a bit of time. But we had to have a business that is legitimate, a business that is fully licensed. Our main business partner is the Industrial Development Corporation, and they wouldn't have supported us in our initiative had we not been compliant. And the biggest challenge in South Africa right now is there's a lot of people who want to venture into microbrewing, but the lead time in getting properly licensed is still quite long. I mean, we took a good 9 months before we could get our license. Once we had the license, of course, the focus shifted now to producing quality product at all times. One of the biggest challenges that microbrewers have is inconsistent quality. I mean, you drink beer one today tastes good and tomorrow doesn't taste nice. So we had to actually dig very deep down into our brewing knowledge and make sure that every single batch that comes out of the brewery tastes exactly the same. Of course, we are a food producing environment.
Yeah.
We have had one or two complaints there and there, but I have to say, I mean, I'm very proud that my team has been very dedicated on quality. I mean, those complaints have been few. We've fixed them, and the quality of the beer coming out of the brewery is amazing.